Walked past first floor, I saw the cops kneeling next to a body on the floor.
Right now at 10, a campus scare at UW-Platteville. Police called, students sheltering in place, classes canceled, and now finals on hold. We're live on campus.
And a community gathering at a church service nearby, praying for those involved.
And check your calendar. It's going to feel more like mid to end March instead of May. We have rain, wind, and even more rain coming for Wednesday. That all coming up later.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozorowski. Tonight, more questions than answers after a lockdown at UW-Platteville. So here's what we know. Police were called to the campus this afternoon. It is tied to something that was found inside Wilgus Hall. That is a dorm that houses about 230 students. Students on campus had to shelter in place between 4 and 5 p.m. And police offering very few details during a press conference earlier this evening.
It's a difficult situation right now that we're investigating an incident that occurred within the Wilgus, and we're really not at liberty to go into all the details of that because it's an active, fluid investigation. We brought in some outside resources to assist us with this as well. We want to make sure we get it right.
All final exams for this week are now canceled. Students can seek counseling anytime through Mantra's Care Hub. University Counseling will also offer services 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday through Friday. And campus officials acknowledging on the Platteville website that this incident has caused a great deal of stress. Our own Grace Monk is live tonight in Platteville, where one gathering is trying to offer support. Grace.
Right now, I am off campus at Rolling Hills Church, where they've opened their doors for students this evening. Students and community members have come together to offer support to one another. Students we spoke to today say they're still processing what happened, and right now that they have more questions than answers. Everyone has been praying and singing and just really relying on one another. The message that we're hearing here tonight is the importance of community.
It's certainly been processing. There have been many tears shed. There has been a lot of support. We don't expect things like that to happen here. They always happen far away, not at a place like this. And when it does happen here, it's good to know that we have others to rely on.
The church plans to stay open for as long as students need. UW-Platteville will have a toll-free information and emotional support line open tonight that can be reached by calling 844-602-6680 or 720-727-0004. It is staffed by mental health professionals and will be open overnight. If you are struggling, please reach out. We will have those numbers listed on our website. In Platteville, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Grace. And Governor Tony Evers says he was briefed on the situation. In a post on X, he says, quote, "As we await more information, please keep UW-Platteville students, faculty, staff, and the greater Platteville community in your thoughts." So tonight, here's what we know. An isolated incident took place at Wilgus Hall. Final exams have been canceled for this week. Students can access counseling tomorrow. We will have continuing coverage tomorrow, starting on the news at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we definitely have a wet and windy period coming up, but the thing will be with the temperatures. They'll be struggling to get to 50 tomorrow, so it's definitely not going to feel anywhere close to like May-like conditions, given all the rainfall and the cooler conditions we have. We have a little bit of light rain out there for some areas, but most areas remain kind of dry, still in the 50s right now. If you look at the big picture, there's your rain amounts in the last 6 hours. You've seen some at Winona, a little bit just to the west of Eau Claire, hasn't quite seen it. The rest has struggled to reach the ground yet. This is just the start of it. We'll probably see another break, and then that area towards Iowa is the one that we're keeping an eye on. That's where they've had all the severe weather down there in Nebraska, Missouri, and Oklahoma, and up to Kansas. All that precipitation with this system is going to work our way up to our area. But it won't be really until probably after 3 or 4, excuse me, that we'll start seeing more the precipitation really approach the area. And by the morning commute, areas along on I-90 and west will probably be wet. It may be towards the tail end at Eau Claire and areas there start to see this band of really moderate rainfall that'll begin to push across the area throughout the morning time. And overall, if you look at the morning outlook, it's just wet. But look at the temperatures coming back down to the mid-40s along with that wind. And that's the bigger story going forward, is how cool it's going to be when we'll start seeing improving conditions and when we might actually see 70 or even 60 here. And we'll break all that down a bit later.
All right, cool stretch. Thanks, Greg. An arrest warrant is out for a La Crosse man charged with attempted homicide. 28-year-old Deontay Booth is a suspect in the 5th Avenue shooting last Thursday. According to the criminal complaint, Booth shot his 20-year-old ex-girlfriend in the face after a fight in an apartment. This photo of Booth is from March of this year. If you have any information, call the La Crosse Crime Stoppers at 608-784-TIPS. A headache for Lansing, Iowa residents. The Blackhawk Bridge closed until further notice.
News 8 Now's Allison Fergut explains what residents can expect.
Just after midnight on Sunday, the Blackhawk Bridge was closed after unsafe levels of movement were detected.
This bridge is a lifeline to the local communities.
The Blackhawk Bridge connects Wisconsin to Iowa, and many area residents use the bridge on their daily commutes. Now they face a literal roadblock.
It breaks my heart that, we're cutting off somebody from their job and making it this massive impact on their lives.
Around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday, Berg was notified that the bridge's monitoring system went off.
Pier 3 on the existing bridge had moved beyond our safety thresholds.
Berg believes construction to replace the bridge had something to do with the shift.
They were installing some piling for some temporary shoring towers that will support the truss of the new bridge. And while those piling were being installed, that's where we saw the movement on the monitoring system.
It's the second time in 15 months the bridge has closed due to unsafe movement. An engineering firm is now evaluating the bridge's safety.
If we have enough safety left in the bridge, we can reopen it. If we don't have that factor of safety, then we can start looking at other options like repair.
For now, those who use the bridge are forced to use lengthy detours.
It's a tremendous hardship for people just commuting back and forth to work, for businesses on both sides of the river. It has a big impact. 2,300 vehicles a day use that bridge.
The new bridge won't be ready until early 2027, and right now, no word on how long the closure will last. Officials are asking residents to be patient in the meantime.
Nobody likes to have a situation like this come about. It will pass.
Now, if needed, a ferry service could return to help people cross the river. Reporting in Lansing, Allison Fergut, News 8 Now.
Volunteers are touching up trails in Upper Hickson. Aura Trails members gather during the summer months to restore the paths. Crew leaders provide safety talks and maintenance knowledge to help others get started.
They don't appear out of nowhere and they don't maintain themselves, so it's really important that we spend the time and invest the energy into creating an experience that is, enjoyable for as many people as possible.
The volunteers meet the first 3 Mondays of each month. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul was in Eau Claire today. He joined a roundtable with victim service providers and advocates. They talked about reduced federal funding forcing cuts to crime victim service programs and staff sizes. The roundtable was pushing for long-term funding solutions.
With this reduction in funding available, we at the Wisconsin Department of Justice have sought a significant investment in victim services in this year's state budget.
Some of those victim service programs run domestic violence shelters, help create victim safety plans, and provide crisis response services.
Construction for an Arcadia rail crossing started today. The crossing at Whiz 93 in Arcadia will be closed until Friday for construction. The street will be closed at the crossing and a signed detour will be in effect. The Wisconsin DNR announced that the Tank Creek Bridge on the Great River State Trail is currently closed due to damage from a fire. There were no injuries reported, but the bridge is a total loss. A timeline and budget for replacement has not yet been established. Wisconsin State Route 93 is also closed for resurfacing. The closure affects the stretch from Cedar Road south of Eau Claire to the Trumpereau County line near Oliva. The road will stay closed until early August. Traffic will be detoured to I-94, Highway 37, or US 10. Also closing today, County Highway JB for culvert work. It's happening along the roadway in Middle Ridge. The first closure runs through May 22nd from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. The road will reopen for the holiday weekend, then close again May 27th through the 29th.
Joe Biden's stunning cancer revelation, the latest on his fight that's ahead.
Plus, multiple inmates still on the loose as security footage shows them escaping a New Orleans prison.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Finish your projects with DAP Heavyweight Spackling. It goes on pink, then dries white to signal it's ready to sand and paint. Pick up DAP Drydeck Spackling for only $2.99 after rebate. Get crisp, clean lines in your next painting project with Frog Tape. This premium-grade painter's tape includes paint block technology that seals edges for sharp paint lines. Just $6.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, Dominic here with a quick marinade using our Steak and Game Pleasing. Mix 1/3 cup of oil with 1 tablespoon of Steak and Game Pleasing. Brush on your beef or venison and let it sit for 10 minutes. Cook until done. For a delicious dip, mix 8 ounces of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of diced green onions, and a tablespoon of Steak and Game Pleasing. Get Steak and Game Pleasing and over 40 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. It's a game changer.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin family-owned turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
Well, a stunning cancer admission from Joe Biden.
The former president breaking his silence. He is facing a more advanced prostate cancer, but doctors say treatment options are still available. News 8 Now's Grace Monk has the latest.
The first photo of the former president and first lady after the shocking announcement. Biden shared a post on X thanking supporters, saying, quote, "Cancer touches us all. Like so many of you, Jill and I have learned that we are the strongest in broken places. Thank you for lifting us up with love and support." The announcement comes as a surprise to many, including people here in La Crosse.
Heartbreaking. Anytime anyone gets cancer, you absolutely don't want him to die. You want him to get healthy, and hopefully all he's done for cancer research and everything, I hope it pays off.
The former president's cancer was detected after he started having symptoms.
Generally, prostate cancer doesn't present with any signs, so most prostate cancers we actually find with screening.
Prostate screenings are recommended for men between ages 55 and 69. According to the CDC, men over the age of 70 should not be screened for prostate cancer routinely.
We might do harm by finding cancers that wouldn't threaten them. And some of the treatments that we use for prostate cancer can cause side effects. So it's truly about balancing the benefits and harms of screening at that point.
The former president's office says his prostate cancer was graded with a Gleason score of 9 out of 10, which represents a more aggressive form of the disease.
If cancer is found in a metastatic stage, it's generally not curative, but we can manage it through medical management or what we call hormone therapy.
According to the Wisconsin Cancer Collaborative, prostate cancer is the second most common form of cancer in La Crosse County. On average, there are around 90 diagnoses and 13 deaths per year.
President Trump has signed into law a new measure that prohibits the posting of non-consensual intimate images, both authentic and AI, online. So this law makes it a federal crime to post real and fake sexually explicit imagery online without the subject's consent. It's known as the Take It Down Act. Those convicted could face up to 3 years in prison.
We will not tolerate online sexual exploitation, and especially it's gone on at levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's getting worse and worse, and I think this is going to hopefully stop it.
Today, through the Take It Down Act, we affirm that the well-being of our children is central to our future, of our families, and America.
The legislation received near unanimous support in Congress.
The manhunt continues for inmates who escaped from a New Orleans prison early Friday morning. 4 of the 10 men were captured later that day, but 6 are still on the run. All are considered dangerous. The inmates broke out by removing a toilet. It was 7 hours before anyone noticed they were gone. Officials believe they may now be evading capture with the help of family and friends.
We're confident this time that we have actionable intelligence on all 7 of those fugitives. And we hope in the coming days, if not the coming hours, that we have them all apprehended. But we need the public's help.
The FBI, Crime Stoppers, and the ATF are offering rewards of $17,000 for each inmate. The governor signed an executive order directing an investigation into the escape and ordered an audit of the jail. 3 prison guards have been suspended.
We will have more news ahead.
But first,
definitely going to be a wet, windy period all the way through Wednesday. A lot of rain actually coming with some very cool temperatures, but we do have some drier air coming back in for the end of the week. We'll break down when we'll actually get back to 60 later coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Slow or clogged sink, toilet, or main drain? Maxwell White can help. Ask about our $99 mainline drain opening special. Includes a free camera inspection. Address the root problem now to avoid costly repairs or future damage. Call or book online today.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose American Waterworks.
You can really taste the hickory on this Arby's 6-hour smoked pulled pork.
You know, I always thought your best quality was your flavor palette.
Well, you know, people think I'm funny, too.
Nah, it's your palate.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Hey, what's up with no seatbelt?
We're not going far, just heading to town.
Really?
Don't worry, folks. I got this.
What the?
Come on, man. You're more likely to get in a crash on a shorter trip. So buckle up every trip, every time.
Got it?
Got it.
Click it or tick it. Together, we can save lives.
Kick off your summer right with big seasonal savings at Fleet Farm. Kingsford 16-pound 2-packs of charcoal briquettes are just $17.99. Suffolk's braided fishing line is only $7.99 a spool. And get a free $25 gift card with every $100 you spend on select Columbia apparel and footwear. For more of the hottest summer specials at the best prices guaranteed, stop by your local Fleet Farm or check out our weekly ad at fleetfarm.com.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Yeah, we definitely have windy and chilly conditions coming through pretty much tomorrow and on the way to Wednesday too. And unfortunately, it's going to be really kind of cold out there. We're talking about mid-40s, upper 40s, and the wind too. So more like mid to end of March. That's when you would expect those type of temperatures too. But that'll continue to Tuesday. Wednesday, not as quite as much rainfall, but still temperatures won't budge too much. It does get drier for the last 2 days of the work week. Temperatures get back to the 60s, but remember, we should be in the mid-70s by that point, so it's still well below average temperatures. So as we go on, we can see that. As you look at pretty much the precipitation going on, we're not going to see a lot. We had a little bit come through. There's a break, and then really the activity towards Iowa is the one that's going to begin to push northeast and really become kind of a northwest southeast band. Really, you can see this by 4 a.m. It should be crossing the river at this point, so 5 a.m. we should expect at least the beginning of the morning commute to be wet for areas along this and further to the southwest. I-94 and further east, you're probably going to have to wait maybe till about 6 to 7. And even areas further north, like in Rusk County, they may not see much in the way of precipitation until we get closer to noon hour too, as this band kind of becomes stationary too. But light to moderate rainfall will continue. And as we go throughout the rest of the day, this band really is going to sit over the area and won't really break up until we get to probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. You'll start seeing as the low pushes east, we'll start getting a little bit of drier air, so it'll become more scattered in nature throughout the afternoon. This band kind of then shifts a little bit further to the northeast. of I-94, so their precipitation becomes more steadier towards Tuesday night, while areas to the south, it'll be intermittent light rain or showers throughout Tuesday night. So not an all-night washout, but still quite a bit of rain going on to Tuesday night and damp conditions. And this continues all the way through Wednesday as the low kind of sits well to the southeast. We kind of sit right in a little area that continues to see precipitation at least through Wednesday morning, and then afternoon still continue to be showers off and on, but it won't be that steady light amount of rain on Tuesday. With that north wind, it's still going to be quite chilly as we go through Wednesday, even into Thursday too. But overall, here's your rain amounts as we go throughout the time frame until 7 a.m. We'll start to see a little bit of amounts east of the river, but really the higher amounts will be towards northeast Iowa, towards Rochester. That's where they're really going to pick up quite a bit of rain. As you get closer to Red Wing, La Crosse, maybe a quarter to a half. Now, as we go beyond the event, here's what we're expecting after 7 a.m. through about 10 p.m. or 12 a.m. as we go into Wednesday. This is the amounts that we're going to see till 10 p.m. till Wednesday. We could see some areas picking up over 2 inches of precipitation along this band. It does kind of shut off as you go further north, but everyone's going to get at least potentially an inch out of this vent. The winds could be gusting in the morning, 35 to 40, especially higher elevations. It will drop off, but not really too much until we get to Tuesday evening. Then we'll start seeing winds probably after that point, Tuesday night, more into the 25 to 30. So blustery, windy conditions along with rain and temperatures in the 40s. That means it's going to feel quite chilly out there. Going into Wednesday, we're still going to see the showers, 40s. Wednesday will probably come up a few degrees because we won't have that continuous precipitation, but still in the mid-50s, so really not much improvement. Thursday, we finally might see 60. That'll be an improvement. That'll continue Friday. And then as we go to the weekend, Memorial Day weekend, we're still going to be below average. Looks dry until we get to Sunday night and Monday when rain chances start increasing. And that 72 on Tuesday is still below average because we should be 77. So if we want 80, maybe towards the end of next weekend, we might start seeing 80 closer. But until then, it's going to be a wet and cool period going on.
All right, patience, everybody.
Yep.
We'll get there again.
We got the first half. Good.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, battling against Baltimore, the Brewers look for a second straight win as they host the Orioles, plus a clash at the top of the MVC as Holman puts their perfect conference record on the line against Aquinas. Cade is next.
You wouldn't buy the first vehicle you saw.
Trust me, it's perfectly safe.
I'll take it. So don't hire the first personal injury lawyer you call.
Trust me.
Where do I sign? Object to anything less than the best. Call BGR.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like 5 quarts of Citgo SuperGuard Full Synthetic Motor Oil, $15.99 after mail-in rebate. All Fram oil filters, 20% off for rewards members. And Rain-X and Trico wiper blades, buy one, get one half price. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save. Well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on this Silverado. That's over $6,600 in average finance savings. Visit HometownChevy.com.
At Taco John's, we serve a higher standard of flavor with grilled chicken, creamy fiesta sauce, and always hot potato olays. That's what we call West Mex. Try our freshest lineup yet with the new Fiesta menu, only at Taco John's.
News 8 Now wants to help you create memories with your family by watching movies on the big screen. Friday Flicks with Vicki Nichols of Sparta Cinema will tell you all about upcoming must-see blockbusters, plus exclusive deals at the theater. Watch this Friday at 5 a.m. on News 8 This Morning, presented by Sparta Cinema.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to Bygoff and Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Cade Overton.
The postseason is soon approaching for all of our spring sports, and that means conference champions will soon be crowned. Out on the golf course this afternoon, we had the MVC Conference Tournament as a few schools looking to be champions. It was a chilly morning at Viroqua Hills Golf Course, but a lot of good golf, including this shot from Holman's Kale Halaska on hole 1. A nice chip, puts it right next to the pin. He would tap that in for par. He finished tied for 4th place on the day. Here's Thomas Colin Ritter driving on hole 7 now. The drive would go in the bunker, but he had a great second shot, and here he is, knocking it in to save par. He would finish 6th place on the day. Aquinas' James Siegert, he would finish the day with a 79, tied for 4th. Here's the conference runner-up. That goes to Holman's Aiden Dirks, who shot a 77. And the MVC individual champion goes to Onalaska's Chasen Witt. Here he is on the par 3, hole 5, sinks the putt for par. He shot a 76 on the day as the Hilltoppers, they were crowned team champions, and Holman were the runner-ups. We also had the Dairyland Conference golf meet over at Trempealeau Mountain. The Cochrane Fountain City Pirates took 1st overall in the team scores, with Aliva Strum finishing in 2nd. For the individual scores, CFC's Parker Kujak took 1st with his teammate Cameron Lipinski finishing in 2nd. A big one on the baseball diamond. Aquinas 8-2 in conference play, taking on Holman, who's unbeaten in the MVC. First inning, Vikings off to the hot start. Made on first for Joe Meter, and Meter mashes this baseball deep to center field. That's down and off the wall. 1-run scores as Meter is in with a triple. Next batter, and it's a comebacker to the pitcher, and Isaac Shelfout goes to 3rd, gets the runner. Blue Golds escape the jam, and then in the 3rd with 2 runners on, it's Shelfout doing it with his bat deep to right over the head of the defense. 2 runners come in to score as Aquinas takes the lead. They would go on to win 8-3. How about some MLB action? Brewers leading 3-1 over the Orioles, and William Contreras finds the gap out in right field. That's going to score Bryce Terang. In Milwaukee, they take a 3-run lead, but trouble in the 7th. 2 men on for Baltimore, and Cedric Mullins is going to take Nick Mears deep. That's a 3-run shot. This game is all tied at 4. 8th inning, after a Bryce Terang walk and stolen base, it's Contreras again. This time gets it past the glove of the shortstop. Terang comes in to score, and that was the difference maker. Brewers win 5-4 the final. The Twins and the Guardians battling a little rain up in the Twin Cities. Multiple rain delays led to suspension of play in this one. The Twins were leading 2-1 in the top of the 4th. The conference finals are set for the NBA playoffs, and the Minnesota Timberwolves will be up against the top-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder have been one of the best teams in the NBA all season long, but they split the regular season series with Minnesota 2-2. It's going to be a grind for both teams, as the Thunder are one of the best defensive teams in the league, but the Timberwolves, they were in this spot just a year ago.
It took a lot out of us emotionally and probably physically when we got to the next round. And, you know, we're in the same place we are right now. I think guys have a better grasp of that. Like, we still got 8 more wins to achieve our ultimate goal, and we still have 2 more series, and we're only halfway there. And I think there's just a far better understanding of that than there was a year ago.
Timberwolves versus the Thunder. Game 1 set for tomorrow night at 7:30 on ESPN. Now, I don't know how closely you guys have been following the playoffs. They've been really good. A lot of close games.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the Pacers and the Knicks on the other side, and hopefully the Timberwolves can pull through and make it to the finals.
We're going to howl at the Thunder. That's what they do. They're not going to run away. They're going to bark at it.
I love it. I love it. All right, we'll have more news after the break.
Memorial Sale Doorbusters, Friday through Monday only at Slumberland Furniture. Get a free recliner with this reclining sofa. Get a gorgeous sectional, just $9.99. Up to 60% off list, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Doorbusters!
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources now. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help, with everything you need to make it happen, at a value that makes it possible. Best-in-class products at unbeatable farm and fleet prices, so you can get everything to do your thing. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
It's employee pricing with the Ford crew.
Employee pricing across a full lineup.
Fun fact, Hank, Ford assembles the most vehicles in the country.
Another fun fact, everyone pays what we pay.
So, you get employee pricing. You get employee pricing. You get employee pricing.
Stem.
Yeah?
Everyone gets employee pricing.
You get employee pricing.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Waking up with bed aches? Sealy Posturepedics exclusive precision fit coils respond with targeted support right where you need it most.
Save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets. Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
You're never too old to have game. These grannies are members of the Granny Basketball League down in Houston, Texas.
The minimum age to play is 50 years old. Unlike regular basketball, Granny Basketball has no running and no jumping. You can dribble twice, then you have to pass or shoot. The uniforms are different also. They're based on ladies' basketball uniforms from the 1920s. And you know all about this, Ken. Take it away.
Well, we've had a couple of them here in the La Crosse and Viroqua area, so a bunch of reporters have gotten to do those kind of fun features. Nice to know that it's made it down to Houston as well.
Down to Houston. I'm glad to see my fellow Houstonians are taking part in it.
Absolutely.
Never too old the game.
I'd totally forget the whole 2 dribbles and then shoot. I'd keep dribbling.
You'd keep
I'd break
dribbling.
the rules.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, hands down. Me too. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after the break.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
As my go-to guy, can you fix my smartphone?
Yes.
Do you have car batteries?
Yeah.
What about golf cart batteries?
Of course.
Battery from a G-Fob?
Absolutely.
My boat?
Huge variety.
Toy boat?
Sure.
Motorcycles?
You bet.
My apartment building?
Whole building.
Do you have batteries for my party lights?
Yeah.
Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
We would like to thank everyone who voted the Board Store Best of La Crosse, Best in Remodeling, Best in Windows, and several other categories. It is our privilege to serve the community for over 35 years. We owe our success to an amazing team of professionals and a commitment to do things right and do the right thing. If you have home improvement plans, big or small, do call or visit our showroom. Bathrooms, kitchens, windows, doors, sunroom, siding, pergolas, decks, more than you expect for less than you thought. The Board Store Home Improvements, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse.
The search for savings stops here at Black River Furniture Outlet, Wisconsin's best price furniture store. Stop in and check out our Poly outdoor furniture, relaxing swivel gliders, loves, and dining sets, available to customize. Inside, shop a huge lineup of Ashley, Catnapper, and Best Home Upholstery. Reclining or stationary sofas, loves, or sectionals available. Set the table or make the bed with sets from Ashley Furniture, and find the perfect rug to tie your home together. Family and veteran-owned, Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
It's time to visit Jolivet Family Farms. 8 greenhouses full of a wide variety of flowers, vegetables, herbs, bulk seeds, and starters, all grown for this climate. Find unique lawn and garden accents, home decor, and accessories. Take home a treat from our scratch-made bakery with cookies, bars, breads, and pies. All this and so much more. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
You got batteries for my side-by-side?
Yes.
Replace my flashlight?
Sure thing. What about my business?
Oh, good one.
100%. Batteries for my fleet of trucks?
Got floor scrubbers?
Yes, and fire panels. We have pallets of batteries.
Well, what about...
As your go-to guy, if it needs a battery, we have it.
Well, that's all you had to say.
Could have led with that. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
All right, that's not a misprint. That's not low temperatures. That's actual temperatures for tomorrow. That should be mid-March. No. So with the rain, the wind, it is definitely going to feel cold out there for some. We are not seeing much improvement even towards the end of the week, a little bit into the 60s, but we should be mid-70s. And Memorial Day weekend, for the most part, dry except Monday. But it's definitely not going to be any type of warm Memorial Day weekend, just barely getting maybe to 70. So
good luck getting any baseball games.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for you, bud.